Hey guys! Welcome to another episode of Turtle Talk. Today tonight, I will be discussing the third episode in the 2003 series, Attack of the Mousers. This episode was so much fun to rewatch. In this episode, you get to see more of the brothers' personalities as they try to impress their new friend, April O'Neil, who they meet for the first time in this episode. They technically met in the last episode, but that doesn't really count as a meeting because she screamed and passed out. She screams and passes out in this episode too.
Hi!
But then they have a meeting and they introduce themselves. And it's so adorable as the episode goes on because they're so happy to have this human friend and she's super pretty and they just want to impress her and make her like them and not think that they're freaks.
First rule, ignore Mike. Your life will be much easier. I say we shut down Mouser Central permanently. I just love those action movie lines. Allow me to introduce our very own secret weapon, the Techno Turtle himself, Donatello! Take a bow, Don! Cut it out.
After they introduce themselves to April, you get a little piece of their origin story.
It smashed open, releasing a glowing ooze which covered their bodies.
You don't get the whole thing because if you haven't watched 2003 ever, then you don't know that later on more of the origin story is revealed.
But how did you know martial arts?
That is a story for another time.
So you only get the part that you really need to know, and the only part that April really needs to know to become satisfied with who these things are that she's just met and she's still not sure if they're real or not.
I'm asleep, I'm asleep, I'm asleep.
This isn't going very well.
I'm so asleep.
And once all that's done and you witness Leo being a total nerd.
I believe you.
Is this another lesson, Master Splinter? How to sense the truth?
No, this is called trusting your gut.
It was just embarrassing enough to be funny without giving you secondhand embarrassment. And after all that, you see Stockman's evil Mouser plan unfold. More so than it already has.
What in the world?
You get to see it in action, as do the guys later on the news.
So, anybody want to take a wild guess what did this?
And I just want to say I really like how Stockman is really the guys' first evil villain that they have to fight and confront. Because they fought the Purple Dragons, they fought the Foot in the first episode, but that was really just kind of an introduction. That was just like a little teaser. Like, yeah, you have these gang members and you have these ninjas. But that's not who you have to focus on. You have to focus on these evil robot Mousers, and you have to focus on the guy that created them and the guy that wants to use them to become even more rich and powerful than he already is. And you'll see that as the series goes on, he's not just a villain that shows up and then is pushed aside. He's a villain that shows up and is still a very excellent villain throughout the entire series. I mean, he even antagonizes the antagonists.
He antagonizes the antagonists.
Can you grasp that simple concept?
Do not presume too much, Dr. Stockman. The price for failure will be quite extreme.
Imbecile.
Antagoniception. But we'll get to that later. I also really like how in this episode you don't just see April being like, yeah, Stockman did this. Stockman is this bad guy. And then she's just not there and the guys just go do this stuff all on their own. No, April goes with them because April knows the lab. April knows Stockman. April is a fucking genius. Like the human female equivalent of Donatello. Almost. Don is mutagen to help him. April doesn't. She's just naturally a genius. And it's wonderful. So yeah, April breaks into the lab with the guys. They sneak into the little computer security room and she puts gaps in the security cameras so they can ninja their way through. And she's just so freaking awesome.
Okay, I'm in. I'm blanking the cameras along that corridor at 10-second intervals, so you've got to keep moving.
We'll be right back.
And of course, after they get through all the security stuff, they have to face Stockman. And they're not really facing Stockman, because Stockman is safe up here in his little computer place, alcove, loft thing. And the guys are down there, and they're having to dodge all these lasers and these freaking machines and technology. And Stockman's just sitting here like,
What on earth are you? I suppose I'll have to dissect you to find out.
instead of looking through the plain glass windows and seeing that you're clearly giant turtles. Genius. The point is, Stockman now knows about the turtles, and now he knows that April is with the turtles.
What are you?
They're with me.
Should have killed her when you got the chance, dude. Now you're screwed for the rest of your life. Spoiler alert. Oops. Even though the guys are there and April is there, Stockman still manages to get out with his wits. And he calls in all the mouse robots to attack these guys. He escapes. They have to worry about the robots. April explodes them because she's awesome. Even Don says that.
Good job, April. I've never seen anything like that.
But then, as Stockman is escaping, he runs into Hun.
You. What do you want, hun?
Hunter Mason. Hun is one of my favorite villains. I have like a list. Like, I actually can order my favorite villains in this show. Hun is great. He's a total idiot. Total fucking idiot. But I like him. I personally just really like him, like, for show. I like him being an idiot. I like him being this huge, ridiculously huge, muscly man with a very tiny head. But he actually does play a pretty important role as a villain, despite being an idiot. But I'll get to that as he becomes relevant. If you're just now getting introduced to 2003, which I am honored if you're watching me for that, don't know why you would, but just in case there's someone, I like you. But just remember Hun. Keep Hun at the top of your head. This big, huge guy. How can you forget him? He's freaking huge. He's humongous. Humongous. He could lift probably an 18-wheeler. That might be stretching it. It is a cartoon, though. Anyway, so that's pretty much the gist of the episode. Pretty much. I mean, at the end, you have April, as I kind of see it, being accepted into the Turtles family as a friend, being trusted by them, and she has trust in them. There's just trust and friendship, and it's super adorable.
We'll help you get back on your feet. Here's to the new team! Yeah!
And then at the end, you know, you get this really happy ending. April's great, the guys are fine, they're cheersing with teacups, they're totally happy, good, nice to have you as a friend, new human friend. And then you cut to Stockman and Shredder and Hun. And it's not so happy. As we saw in the first episode with him murdering poor Johnny and his beautiful hair, he is just as relentless with his punishments in this episode. Stockman has failed him, so Stockman pays the price via Hunter Mason.
You must pay the price for failure, Dr. Stockman. No! Where are you taking me? You'll regret this! No!
Up to this point, they don't mention that he's Shredder. You see the foot symbol, and you see the ninjas, and you know he's working with the dragons, and now you know he's working with Stockman. He just got all these networks all over the city. Everyone is pretty much working for Shredder. Everyone evil, at least. He's just a bad guy, and he knows how to network, and he knows how to get control, and he's gonna rock the Shredder thing.
These These are the ones responsible.
So this was the basic summary of the 3rd episode, and I just pointed out a few of the main things that I wanted to bring attention to. I would personally really love it if I got to rewatch the series with other people, or if anyone even just wanted to talk about the series before I made a video and tell me what they want to see me talk about in the videos, because I'm kind of just writing down the stuff and I'm not sure what you guys want to know, so I'm just kind of giving basic things that I want to talk about. Yeah, so next week we will be watching Meet Casey Jones. Finally, we get the Jones. It'll be great. And if you want me to talk about anything in particular, then let me know. Tell me about it, alright? I enjoy so much making these videos, and I can't wait to get to the later episodes where the plot really thickens and things just start weaving together in these ways that I love and I hope you love. I always want to improve my videos for you to make it a more enjoyable experience, so if you have any suggestions at all, you can comment, you can reblog with a comment, you can send me a message, and I will definitely take them into consideration and probably use them. So thanks everyone, and I hope you all have a great week. Bye. Fuck me. You get... Fuck me. I don't know if people outside can hear me. I don't remember where I was going with that. Don has mutant